Oh god, the typing's so loud. It's alright though. I'll wait a little bit and then we'll get started. Cinder? Kitty. Okay. Top of the morning stream, so true. Alright, so. Wait. Is my cat about to do something stupid? Sorry, she likes doing stupid things, so. It's very hard to tell. Cinder, what are you doing? Okay, cool. She's not. We're good. Okay. So, today, I want to... I know it's been a while since I've streamed. I wanted to do a Little Cup stream, because I've been having a lot of fun with Little Cup 1v1. And, of course, it's still very new. And since pretty much nothing's really been like this, I mean, it really hasn't been explored much even at this point. I wanted to do a little bit of a tier list, a little bit of a preliminary list, if you will, and just go through all of the mons. I found this random tier list for Phalanx Draft League Little Cup. So, and it has most of the mons for specifically SV, including mons that have been banned from Little Cup since, so that's nice. Hopefully it's not missing stuff. We'll see. I also already put the banned mons in. It didn't have Hisuian, Quillfish, and Duraludon, so those guys are also banned fairly, I think. But, yeah, a lot of things are actually allowed. Like, we haven't banned all that much, which is cool. Pretty much all of these bans were also banned in Little Cup, just the really ridiculously broken guys. And then also we had Munchlax allowed at the beginning of the tier, but that dude is just Snorlax Light. So, yeah. We got rid of Munchlax fairly quickly. But, yeah, I mean, I wanted to... I mean, we can... I'm not sure if I want to go in order of what we have here or not. I think I'll just jump around. I'll just start off with, like, what are, in my opinion, the big top tiers. If I can find them, that'd be great. Like, I think the top 5, not necessarily in any order, is Hisuian Zorua, Cottonee... where are you? Why do I have to be blind? Strudel. Gligar. Who probably should be banned, honestly, considering all the other things we've been banned. Why do you have to be destroying things? And I've talked a lot about these 4 guys in the 1v1. Okay, you're going to have to stop. She was ripping a random thing I was on the floor. I've talked a lot about these guys in the 1v1 other tiers Discord, which I recommend you join if you haven't already. Yeah. It was just some plastic that she found. I've confiscated it. Anyway. Hey, Kala. Talked about these 4 in that Discord. Recommend joining if you're interested. There's a 5th mon, though, that I think is kind of broken, or top tier, being Scraggy. Scraggy, it's banned in normal Little Cup, which is always a good sign. You have Intim plus really good bulk for 1v1s, or Little Cup standards, and then you have Eviolite. And then you have knockoff, which also, of course, is just one of... Oh, I'm on the wrong thing. There we go. You have knockoff, you have amazing bulk for Little Cup standards, and you have knockoff, you have Dragon Dance, you have Intim, CC is strong, of course. Pretty much, from what I've found, the only reliable Scraggy answers are, like, you know, fairy types, fighting types, some flying types. So, yeah. Being a dark type is also great, because you're just naturally immune to Shroodle and Cottony shenanigans. Obviously, you still lose to Cottony if it's running Dazzling Gleam. So maybe you can beat it with, like, tanking Dazzling Gleam, clicking DD into Poison Jab. Let me calc that, actually. I'm not confident that kills, but, it could. Let's just say you're, like, max attack or whatever. Poison Jab. I forget how much special attack it needs. It's like that much. Dazzling Gleam. That's bulkable. Yeah, you can definitely tank a Dazzling Gleam, and then +1 P-Jab might kill if they're bold, but they have 19 HP. Oh, yeah, for sure. That just raw kills? Damn. Yeah, Scraggy, honestly, is kind of insane. I think Scraggy is just really good. So those are what I consider my top 5. Does it beat Gligar? It can, yes. You can just straight up tank dual... You can tank Bulldoze into Dual Wing Beat, and then click Dragon Dance into Ice Punch. And just win. Here, I can show you the set I have. Because I built a team with this guy. This was my set. This was anti-Gligar. You outspeed even, like, you outspeed Voltorb and stuff after DD. You tank Gligar, Bulldoze into Dual Wing Beat. You outspeed after DD, and then you OHKO it with Ice Punch after Dragon Dance. So, yeah, Scraggy's a little silly. High Jump Kick might be better than CC, just because, like, you might be able to live 2 hits without the defensives drops, but... Yeah, Scraggy's kind of silly. Yeah, so quickly, with those guys mentioned, I'm trying to think, do I want to... Oops. Hi, Pruny. I'm trying to think, do I want to, like, jump around, or do I... Would you guys prefer I, like, jump around or just, like, go in order? Because there's definitely a lot of mons that are, like, not good. I guess I could just talk about the stuff that, I'll throw a few mons that I think are actually pretty good up here. I've been liking Sandshrew. I think Sandshrew's been fun. Random? Sounds good. I think Sandshrew's actually pretty good. It's just really nice anti-meta. You have a strong Earthquake, of course, which hits Shroodle. Triple Axle beats Cottony. You can even, like, tank Life Orb. You can tank Life Orb Apom, if I recall correctly. You might not. Actually, I don't remember. Either way, you can use... you have Ice Shard, which is nice as well. So you can, like, triple Axle into Ice Shard. And it's just so physically bulky. And I usually run SD last. And something you can do with it, which is interesting... that's not the set. This set. I believe this set can just beat Zorua. Zorua. Hey, Lost Heroes. What if I mean, you could try. But yeah, I believe this set beats Zorua. The idea is, since you resist Hyper Beam, you can just kind of triple Axle. It should live 2 Bitter Malices. You do struggle... Hey, Doodle. How you doing? Welcome to the stream. You do struggle with random fire coverage or Will-O-Wisp, though, so keep that in mind. This team also has Scraggy, though, so it's okay. But yeah, I think... I've been enjoying Sandshrew. It's just kind of a weirdly nice glue. I think... Let me just find... Where are you? I'll spoil it. Shellos is the next guy I'm talking about. I think Shellos is actually kind of nice. It's like the one defensive mon that's like pretty decent. I've just been running like a very similar EV spread to what you see in Little Cup. It's just Sticky Hold is nice because you cannot lose your Eviolite to knock off. You're very bulky for Little Cup standards. And then you just click Acid Armor and Amnesia and just kind of wall things. I think Water typing is also just nice. And I actually purposely did not put the extra 68 points in speed here. I mean, you could, honestly. But having it be slower than... Oh, yeah, does it get Scald? No, it does not get Scald. I was pretty sure it did. Well, no. It runs rocks and stuff in Little Cup. It's just here, yeah. So, it's just, you also get, Counter. You get Mirror Coat, which is also great. And, Water typing's nice for Gligar. Water typing is just generally solid neutrally as well, which is great. Yeah, I think this guy's good. Just good stats, honestly. That's the biggest thing. It's just you're a water type with good stats and good bulk, and you can tank things, and you have recover. Hate having to jump between scenes. Trying to think of like what other... I think Grimer's good. Like, I think I like Grimer over... what's CW? I guess meanwhile... Oh, Chilling Water. Chilling Water might work. I just like the idea. I just like the damage of Surf. Just because... But yeah, Chilling Water can definitely work. I haven't really needed it, but you can... I think Chilling Water can definitely work. Surf's damage is great. What one was I just putting? Grimer, right. Grimer is just very bulky. Again, Knockoff's great. It's just nice. Dark Poison, meaning you beat the Prankster guys. You're bulky enough to handle some like random stuff, even like fightings, I think. Drain Punch for Poniard is nice. I think it's pretty solid. Even though Stunky exists, I actually find myself preferring Grimer from the extra bulk. Shadow Sneak is also just nice to have. Obviously, Stunky gets Sucker Punch, but, you know. I think it's really nice into Zorua. I think Stunky can actually lose to Zorua. At least it's a 50-50 with Sucker Punch stuff if Zorua is running the right set for it. But here, Grimer, you just click Knockoff and win. It's just nice. Let's see. What other, like, pretty good mons? I think fighting types. Let's talk about fighting types. Because I think there are a lot of good fighting types. And by a lot of good fighting types, I mean 3. Besides the other guy, the Scraggy. I think Crabrawler... To be fair, I haven't experimented much with Crabrawler, but I've seen a lot of people use it. I think it has a lot of potential. Mienfoo and... Where are you? I'll find it one day, guys. Don't worry. There you are. Timber. I will say out of all of these, I think I actually most prefer Timber. Just because it's so physically bulky. I've seen some insane stuff of Timber just tanking stuff. You also have Mach Punch, which is just great. Because you're slow, but you can make up for being slow by just clicking CC or whatever into Mach Punch. You have Iron Fist, Mach Punch. You can also run Guts as well, if you wanted to. I just like Timber. Drain Punch is also something cool that it gets. It's just so bulky. Like if you compare. Like let's put all of these guys here. Timber, Crabrawler, and Mienfoo. On the right thing, yeah. Like Timber is just so much bulkier than these guys. Which is so nice. Obviously, you're slow. Like Crabrawler and Mienfoo both hit 17 speed, which is great. Though if you're slow enough and you have Mach Punch, you don't really need to worry at all in investing speed. So you can just run full bulk and attack like you saw the one. Crabrawler, I haven't experimented much with it. Actually, the one set I ran with it is this interesting, if I can find it, this set, which I made. And the idea is, with Hyper Cutter, you ignore the attack drop from Zorua Bitter Malice, and you can just bulldoze into knockoff it, which is fun. Obviously, if Zorua gets banned, I can see this just not being useful. But, you know, turn myself down a little bit. I think Crabrawler is cool. I mean, obviously, it's just really strong. It's fast. And it just, like, its move pool, like, I believe it's a Karos, yeah. Its move pool is great. You have Bulldoze, you have Rock Tomb for speed control. You have the Elemental Punches, you have Drain Punch CC, Crab Hammer. You have even, like, Iron Head and stuff. I think the one thing it lacks is knockoff, which is unfortunate. I wonder if Iron Defense can do stuff. I think Bulldoze... It has Iron Defense Amnesia, which is funny. What is the format you're using for Gen 9 1v1 Little Cup? What I do, because it's a challenge code, what I usually do is I do the building in the Little Cup format, and then I just put it into... I then, when I'm done with the team, change it to the 1v1 format. For Drain Punch over CC, you can definitely run either. I just don't know the calcs well enough for that, which one's better, but I think both can be good. Honestly, Drain Punch, especially with Bulk Up, might just be better. I'll be honest. Yeah. And then, of course, Mienfoo. I think this is the way you go with Mienfoo. Just fake out HJK. I think low sweep is really important. I think just in general, this meta, one of the biggest things for it is just stat dropping moves, mainly speed control. You got, like, Trailblaze, Flame Charge, and then, like, Low Sweep, Rock Tomb, Icy Wind. All of those moves are just fantastic because neutral attacks usually don't OHKO, but they come close. So you can just low sweep into HJK, bulkier targets that might try to drop your speed, so you can drop their speed. That's level 100 for some reason. That's fun. But yeah, Reckless HJK just hits really hard. I think Bulk Up is great as well, just to get that little bit of extra damage against maybe some bulkier targets. Yeah. Another, I think Simon's, let me switch things. I should maybe get like a hotkey to switch. I don't know how to do that though. I should look into that. I want to talk about some dark types. I think Vullaby and Poniard are nice. Poniard's nice. Very reliable into Zorua, of course. Like, I think dark typing is just amazing for this format because you have the super effective hit into Zorua, and you're immune to the prankster shenanigans. And then outside of that, it has the steel typing, so it's even more reliable. You have Defiant, which is even more reliable. And then Vullaby is, of course, like alongside Mienfoo, funnily enough, is a Little Cup staple. Weak Armor is really cool because against some mons, like, you can be slower, and then just kind of go for a 2 KO. I haven't tried Sandile yet. That's something I have to try. Yeah, I think both physical and special are interesting. Heat Wave is just nice to have. I agree with you. I think Heat Wave's really nice. Obviously, you don't hit as hard immediately, but Nasty Plot does make up for it a bit. It's just relying on Air Slash for damage is a little annoying. Like, Air Slash and Dark Pulsar, it's weaker than Brave Bird Knockoff, but also you have Nasty Plot and you have the coverage in Heat Wave. So I think both of these guys are great. I think Vullaby, being a mon that can do well into Zorua, into the Prankster guys, into the fighting types. Obviously, you're neutral to fighting, but you can still do well. You can even run, like, Endure. If, for instance, against Mienfoo's faster than you, they can click Bulk Up, and you just don't OHKO them. But you can Endure on their HJK, get your Weak Armor boost, and then outspeed. And Weak Armor is nice because you outspeed them even if they go for low sweep, right? Which is great. I actually like the little bit of Volibee I've run has been Iron Defense Roost. This is the set that I've actually run a bit. Snarl plus the Spadef investment gives you very very reliable Zorua matchup. And Iron Defense plus Roost makes sure that you don't just lose to a lot of the random fighting types. Because the nice thing is you can, like, you get hit by if they're faster than you, they hit you, you get a boost, you Iron Defense up, you're at +1 defense, and then you can Roost, and you can Iron Defense. Obviously, Roosting makes you weak to fighting, but you have the bulk, which is nice. 1v1 Vandabuzz vibes. I mean, yeah, that's kind of what it is, right? But yeah, I think that's cool. What other random guys do I want to talk about? I'm not sure. I think out of like the really obvious high tiers, that's kind of what I got so far. Are there any like other? I actually, admittedly, I've not used Poniard. I've seen other people use a good amount of Poniard. I would assume you just run like Dark Move, probably like Lash Out, Iron Head, Sucker Punch, SD. Maybe a fighting move in there. But yeah. Buizel. Buizel's actually another mon I haven't tried, but I've seen it a lot in the replays. Obviously, hitting 19 speed is great. I think this is what people are running. Are people running Bandit or Life Orb? I think in general... I don't know the calcs. But having just a strong Wave Crash is always going to be good. I just need to look at the calcs for Buizel, I'll be honest. I'll put Choice Band. Oh, Bulk Up. True, I forgot it got Bulk Up. Let's look at the calcs, shall we? Like Timber, for instance. Let's just grab the little cup set. You can Bulk Up on this guy. Probably 36 here, honestly. I don't think you're tanking any meaningful, like, special hits. Excuse me. So I think... Oh, I don't have a good one for the calc, huh? Well, this will have to do. Bulk Up. You can tank... it's not great in a Timber, but, like, you can still do some stuff. You speed tie Gligar and you should just win. Yeah, Wave Crash just destroys Gligar. Oh, that's a +1, but still. I don't know. What do you run? You run Wave Crash, you run Bulk Up, and then what, like Ice Spinner, Brick Break, Crunch as your other moves? I'm not sure. It gets Rock Tomb. That's interesting. I don't think it's good that it gets Rock Tomb, but it's interesting. Water Veil, definitely it's the right choice. But, I am on the wrong thing again. Streaming's hard. I'll admit I'm not 100% sure how I feel about Buizel. In general, I think most mons... I don't know about Sandy Guys. I haven't looked into it. We can look into it after this, though. In general, I'm not a big fan of mons that don't run Eviolite. I think giving up that bulk is really rough. Like, even though you do make up for it a bit with Bulk Up, I don't know. Like, you're still not killing the really, really bulky guys super reliably. You're using a move that doesn't boost your speed or change the speed order, which is rough. I think for now, I personally am going to put Buizel in the mid-tier. I could see it raising, though. I can see a world where it raises. Let's look at Sandygast, because you were talking about it. We'll just be jumping around. Water Compaction is good on paper. Obviously, though, I don't know how good it is in practice between... Like, Buizel can just kind of click Bulk Up and not worry about it. Shellos hits you on the special side. Ghost Ground. I don't know how... I don't think that's a great typing. You have Earthquake for the... Strudel. You have Earthquake for Strudel, but, like, Dark Weakness is rough. Water Weakness is annoying. You are immune to fighting, but they often run Ice moves or Dark moves, which is annoying. The things that it does have, it does get ID, which is nice. Iron Defense, it gets Amnesia, it gets Shore Up, right? So I assume the set you'd run is like Iron Defense, Amnesia, Shore Up, or you just go for more of an offensive set. Yeah, no, I agree. Like, I could maybe see it being useful against Weasel if it didn't use Bulk Up, but the fact that it does use Bulk Up is rough. Like, I think you either go with this, or it's, like, so slow that it doesn't even get good use out of Bulldoze, either. So, I don't know. I'm not seeing it. I wanted to add a, this tier before stream. I'm gonna put unrank, let's make it like this. Sandy Gas, where are you, buddy? There you are. Perfect. Alright, sorry. Yeah, no, you're good. I think it's just cool to jump around. We're good. Am I on the right thing? I am. Yay. Oh, I want to talk about sturdies, because I know there's, like, a good amount of... I've seen a lot of Bonsly. I've seen a lot of, Magnemite as well. So let's just pull up those two alongside, I think, the Geodudes. I think I'm generally not a super big fan of sturdy mons, though I can see the appeal. Like, for instance, I think with Magnemite, you run, like, T-Bolt, Flash Cannon, Electro Web, and then I'm not sure what the last move would be. But the nice thing about running sturdy, of course, probably Protect, honestly. Bonsly Endeavor. That's interesting. I haven't thought about that. The nice thing about this, obviously, is the fact that you can just run this. You don't have to feel bad about your item as well. You can run something along the lines of, I don't know, Pitaya. You can run, I don't know, Wise Glasses, Magnet. I will say, I think there's actually an interesting idea of using Analytic. I can see Analytic maybe doing something, but I'm not sure. I'll put Magnet on here for now. I want to look at Magnemite calcs with Electro Web. It's one word. Because, like, for instance, against Mienfoo, Mienfoo clicks, I mean, the issue is just so much gets a move that lowers your speed. Oh, we can talk about fire types next. There are a few good fire types, in my opinion. Yeah, I'm not sold on Magnemite is what I'll say. I think there are just so many mons that lower your speed that makes Electro Web just not useful. I can maybe see some analytic stuff. I can maybe see Custap as well. But I think the nice thing with sturdy mons are Custap, but even then, I'm not too sure. I'll put Magnemite there for now. And then I'll also put Geodude here. I think out of all the sturdies, I think Geodude's actually the one with the most potential, in my opinion. Because Earthquake is nice. You have a very high attack stat. And you can run Custap. I'll put this guy. I think this guy might do something, but I'll put it in the low tier. Bonsly. I think Bonsly also has some potential, if I can find it. I'll put it in mid tier with this guy. Yeah, no, I think Custap, it's definitely very flawed between knockoff, protect, and I'm going to do battles after the tier list. I think the tier list is going to take a while, though, so we'll see. I think Custap's definitely inherently flawed. I think you're just better off running Eviolite, but I think, obviously, for sturdies, they can get away with running Custap. And we can look at our sturdies later. We can look at fire types now. There we go. I think you have both Growlithes have a lot of potential. Vulpix was mentioned. One I want to look into is Torchic. What other fires are there that have... I've seen people using Litleo, there's Scorbunny. Any other fires that people have seen? Magby, that's another one. I'll start off with Growlithe. I think Growlithe is like a mid tier. Honestly, probably both Growlithes. I mean, I haven't used Hisuian Growlithe, I'll be honest. But I've used normal Growlithe. And I think it's solid. I made a team with it a while back. It's a fire type. Intim is great. Being a pure fire type means that you don't have the fighting weakness, so you actually do pretty well in the fighting types, outside of, like, Guts. With Wisp as well. I don't know. Morning Sun's good. Flame Charge is great. I think fire types just having access to a strong Flame Charge is just so good. Let's just drag all the fire types I mentioned. Put them in unranked for now. Vulpix, Magby. I think Hisuian Growlithe's all the way at the bottom. Yeah. Who else did we mention? Torchic. Litleo, Scorbunny. I'll find them eventually, guys. Don't worry. Scorbunny. Litleo. Oh, and I'll mention Larvesta as well, because I think Larvesta is interesting. Alright. So, the nice thing... We'll just jump around. Torchic. Obviously, like, Torchic has speed boost, which is great. Oh, Charcadet? Yeah, we can talk about Charcadet as well. So, Torchic has speed boost, which is great. Because you don't have to worry about using Flame Charge. It's just pure fire. So, you probably... Like, it is a special attacker. The thing is, it just doesn't get many good moves. Like, I think you'd run, like, Overheat. I think you just click Fire Blast into Overheat a lot of the time. And you run Protect. It gets Rock Slide, I guess. Like, it doesn't get that many strong moves. But I think you just fully invest in, like, Bulk and Special Attack. And just click an attack into Protect. Into an attack, right? Like, I think the way you click it is just Fire Blast, Protect, Overheat. The big thing is, like, what does this guy do that other fire types cannot do? Like, it's a very good mon in Little Cup, is what I'll say. So I think it has some potential. Since this is not a Life Orb set, we'll do that. I really should import my sets again. I had my sets imported, and then I had a game, and I got rid of them for some reason. My god, I'm so bad at this. This is my Zorua set, by the way. I also am pretty sure I'm on the wrong scene. I'll make a calc scene eventually. But you can definitely, like, you can tank Hyper Beam, click Fire Blast, and Overheat against Zorua, which is actually really nice. I can see it, honestly. Just because you have the extra power, since you don't have to worry about Flame Charge, you just click Fire Blast, Overheat. The question is, do I think it's, like, a high tier, or do I think it's, like, a mid tier? I don't know. Because, like, I mean, the fire typing's great. Mid or low? Yeah, I think tentatively I'm going to put it in mid tier. But, yeah, I think I'm just going to put it there. Vulpix is another mon I was looking... I was looking a little bit into Vulpix. Drought, of course, is insane. It hits 17 speed. You can use Flame Charge. Like, I think I was looking at, like, Flame Charge, Overheat, Encore, because it gets Encore. It gets Encore and Disable, though I think the metagame's just too frail to really abuse Encore Disable, especially because Vulpix, it's not slow, but it's not, like, 19 speed. I think 17 speed is, like, not fast enough to abuse Encore Disable. I think... I don't know. I just haven't... Does it learn Nasty Plot? It does. I think you'd want, I mean, I have Flame Charge here already. I just don't think you're tanking 2 hits to get a plot up most of the time. I feel like you just want to click Flame Charge into Overheat. And the question is that worth it over, like, Torchic? Is Torchic worth it over this guy? I feel like these guys have a lot of competition between each other. Obviously, Vulpix has Encore, which is huge. I don't know. Like, honestly, this is just something that needs to be looked into further. Torchic is notably a lot stronger off the bat. Vulpix has this. It has Drought, but Vulpix also struggles a lot more with speed drop moves. Like, I think for now, I'm gonna put Vulpix in the same tier as Torchic. So yeah, Magby is a mon I've actually wanted to look into for a while, and so Magby hits 19 speed, which is great. And it also gets Acid Spray. Like, I think you'd run, like, Overheat, Acid Spray, Flame Charge, and then whatever last move. Because it has pretty good move pool. It has Mach Punch, it has Psychic, he has Thunder Punch. Like, you can run Mixed if you wanted to. I think Magby has some potential. I think the biggest thing that carries it is the speed. Oh, it's fun that it has to have 252 for that. It is annoying. I mean, it's the speed and the fact that it actually hits really hard, right? I think the high attack stat is nice to boost Flame Charge. And then I have Acid Spray. And the nice thing with the speed is even, like, for instance, against Mienfoo, if you don't just drop, you could just drop against Mienfoo. Mienfoo, Choice Scarf, but actually it's Life Orb versus Magby. Ugh. Can you even tank that? You can, but it requires too much bulk. I think, yeah. I'm going to put Magby... Like, we're going to try to go through some mons, like, fairly quickly. I'm going to put Magby in mid-tier as well. Just because, like, it is so frail. Like, it's fast, but it's frail. So, I don't know. Maybe you could do stuff with, like, Specs or Life Orb. Yeah, I think... Oh, wait, true. That's a good point. I mean, even so... Fake Out into HJK kills without a good amount of investment. And they can click Low Sweep, so you are kind of forced to click Flame Charge. I mean, to be fair, Overheat. Flame Charge. It kills. Is that Eviolite? No. It can kill. To be fair, that's without investment, but, like... I don't know, I feel like... Magby's a mon that can definitely be bulked by mons with speed control moves. Again, like, I feel like it might be better off with Torchic or Vulpix, because Vulpix has more power, I believe, with Drought. And has Nasty Plot and Encore and stuff. And then Torchic just clicks. Like, Torchic doesn't need to boost its speed with a move. It just clicks Protect. And I think Growlithe has more utility, actually. Like, I feel like if you're running a fire type like this, you might just be better off without Magby. There is one calc... I do want to see how Magby fares against Zorua, though. Because, like, Zorua would want to click... I mean, actually, yeah, it can kind of tank Zorua's hits. Kind of. Not really, actually, because, like, only one rolls at 16 damage. It lives... kind of. I mean, you can definitely bulk Icy Wind to Hyper Beam most of the time. And then kill with, like, Icy, or, but I think I'm actually going to tentatively put it in low tier. Probably high low tier, but honestly, I'm not sure. I could definitely be wrong. But I feel like the other fire types might just be better. I've seen people use Scorbunny. I think I'm actually going to put Scorbunny in high tier for now. Maybe. Libero's also, I mean, obviously great. You hit 17 speed as well, which is okay. But I think you just run, like, Flare Blitz, Flame Charge, and then 2 coverage moves. I think having the ability to change... Like, you also are, like, a dark type. Like, I've seen people beat Zorua with Sucker Punch. Just having the ability to change your typing is really cool. Yeah, you're basically like a fighting type as well. It's just, yeah. I think you run like this, maybe. I'm not sure. I haven't really tested it much. But yeah, I think Scorbunny's probably high tier. Good stats as well. Let's see, we got over you, we went over you, we went over you. We need Charcadet here. Was there any other fires we wanted to talk about? Larvesta. Charcadet. Oh, its stats are awful, actually. Never mind. No, Charcadet's unranked. Anyway. I've seen people use Litleo. Like, I'm not sure. Like, all of its abilities are kind of meh. It's just that it has good stats. But honestly, like, I think you're just better off using another fire, right? The normal typing kind of hurts you, I think. I mean, yeah, I don't see it doing anything. You can be here. Okay. Larvesta is kind of interesting. You only hit 16 speed, but like it is fairly bulky, all things considered. And you can run like it has the bug typing, which is cool. We'll talk about Froakie after this. I'm done. I think Larvesta. I still think I'm only gonna put it in the mid tier, but I think it has some potential. It just has good stats, unique typing. Fire typing you can do well into Cottony, you do well, it's just grass types in general. Your bug typing allows you to do well into fighting types asterisk because they could just run a rock move. I think Rock Tomb is really unfortunate for this guy, but like also I haven't seen that much of Rock Tomb, so it's like kind of okay. I think this guy can do some stuff. Yeah. And then lastly for the fire types we're talking about right now is Growlithe. I admittedly haven't used this guy much, but I know from my Little Cup experience, not much can tank Head Smash. It just hits really hard. So it's at least mid-tier, maybe high tier. I think the biggest thing is like fighting types are very common, which just stuff it. And it doesn't hit the speed tier it wants to. Like, it only hits 16 or 15. So, I think for now, I'm going to put it here with, I don't know, it's very, I'm split between like, I'm split between low, high tier, oh, wrong Arcanine, or wrong Growlithe. I'm split between low, high tier and high, mid tier. Like, Head Smash just hits really hard. It does struggle with a lot of the top tiers, though. Like, all of the top tiers, besides Cottony, just kind of beat it. Well, Zorua can just Bitter Malice it, so. Intim is nice, but the typing doesn't really help it much. I think you might even be better off with just Rockhead, so you don't take the massive recoil. I do think it's better than the mons we have in mid-tier right now, so I'll stick with high tier. I'll stick with that. We can talk about Froakie. I admittedly haven't looked into Froakie. I'm not a big fan of Scarf Mons in general, but you can run it, yeah. I haven't looked into Froakie much, but I know I've seen people use it. I've seen people use Counter, which is a cool option on it. You kind of do, because, I mean, maybe Growlithe can get away with it, but it's a combination of being slow and, like, again, like, neutral hits tend to not really OHKO things. They get very close to OHKOing things, but they don't really always kill, especially because things try to be bulky in this tier, at least from my experience. I think you're probably better off with Eviolite and clicking Flame Charge to get the damage that you need. But yeah, I think Froakie, it can definitely do some stuff. Like, obviously, it's not, its move pool is pretty good because it's Greninja. I'll admit, though, I think I'm not super impressed by it. I think I'm going to put it, like, mid-tier next to Weasel. Though, I'll fully admit that this definitely could be a bit of an underselling of it. I just think that the guys above it have better traits. I think counter, once you know about counter, you can just kind of deal with it, you know? Yeah. I will say counter is a great tier, a great thing though, because this tier is filled with physical attackers, so it's obviously great to have. Like, most of the mons we've talked about so far have been physical attackers, so I think it's great to have that option. Oh, I haven't talked about Aipom yet. I wanted to talk about Aipom. Where are you? There you are. I think I'm going to put Aipom in top tier, actually. I think Aipom's one of the few mons I like not running Eviolite on. I think Lychee can maybe do stuff. I think Life Orb is strong. It's bulkable, but, like, it still hits hard. Like, things will still just drop to Fake Out plus, Fake Out Fury Swipes if you land. And Lychee Berry, if you get the Lychee off, pretty much nothing tanks it. Of course, getting the Lychee off is easier said than done. But, yeah. I think low top tier is fair. Yeah, Aipom hits very hard, because the way multi-hit moves work, if you have maximum defense investment, being like, you know, plus defense nature 252, if you have 52 defense, I believe it is, or lower, Aipom will still do 4 damage per swipe, and then with skill link you have 20 damage, and then you have the fake out damage as well, which is, you know, a lot. So you can kill a lot of things. Obviously, normal resists, Mudbray, which is a mon I'll talk about after this, they can just tank it, and then mons with 53 defense or higher take 1 damage per Fury Swipe from Life Orb. So stuff like Cottony actually beats Aipom, which is very sad. Actually, I think I might just put this in the other tier, actually. I think I might just put this at the top of high tier. I don't think I feel good enough to say it's a top tier. Like, I don't know. Like, honestly, the biggest top tiers are these 3. I think these 2 could even drop. You know? I'm not sure. Like, if we had, like, if I had a top minus tier, it would be those Cottony, Shroodle, Aipom. I think it's fair I think the top 3 are definitely Gligar, Zorua, and Scraggy, at least to me. Yeah. Shroodle, it does the Grafaiai stuff. It does a copycat dig. And it has Encore, which is great. I wanted to mention Mudbray. And then I also want to mention Riolu, because I had that in mind. Mudbray and Riolu. I'll talk about Riolu first, actually. I think Riolu is low tier right now. It can kind of do the same thing as Grafaiai, but without Encore, it's rough, but it has a little bit more options offensively, so it can kind of do stuff. Priority moves beat it, but not everything gets priority. Not everything gets priority. Not everything gets Earthquake. And it's like, if you don't have Earthquake or priority, you just hard lose. Or a flying type. It just shuts down a lot of things. So I think high tier is fair. Alright. Yeah, Riolu. I think Riolu could be good if Trudel were to get banned. I don't know if that's going to happen. But I think... I don't know. I think it has, like, a small niche just because it can maybe tech matchups that Trudel can't. And it is 1 point slower than Trudel with min speed, which can help. But, yeah, I think it's still a little faster than you'd like. And Mons can just run less speed for it. Mudbray, I think, is very good. It just dislikes that Gligar is in the tier. But if Gligar gets banned, I think Mudbray becomes a top tier. Mudbray. Mudbray just has really good stats. I'll put Mudbray here. Just great stats, stamina. You have EQ, you have Bulldoze, you have CC, you have Iron Defense, you have Rock Coverage, you have... It doesn't get Body Press, which is unfortunate. It gets Counter as well, which is cool. It just kind of hard stops a lot of physical attackers. I like Iron Defense, it's nice. Like, ID Rest 2 attacks. I think Bulldoze is great. It hits, I believe, 15 speed, which is actually, like, pretty good. With, I mean, you don't need that. You can run Adamant. But you can run, like, Bulldoze and stuff. I honestly, yeah, I think Mudbrace is very good. I think Mudbray would be a top tier with a few things banned. Iron Defense is just for even more security against, like, bulk up mons. I think just mons can, like, try to maybe bulk up in front of you, but Iron Defense just shuts that down hard. So, I think it's definitely an option. I think the biggest problem with Mudbray is just Gligar's existence. I think Gligar just kind of invalidates it a bit, but I still think it's good. Right. What else haven't we talked about? We can talk about, I think, I'll put the Vulpixes next to each other. I think Vulpix, Alolan Vulpix is also probably mid-tier-ish. Obviously, it's weaker than normal Vulpix, just because you don't get a boost from your typing. I think Freeze Dry is cool. Encore is cool. Icy Wind is great, obviously, especially because it's off of your higher special attack stat. So you can just click Icy Wind into Blizzard into things. It's nice. I think mid-tier is fair for it. And then I also want to talk about Snubbull. This is probably not the moveset, but I think Snubbull is actually pretty nice. There aren't many good fairy types. Like, if you look at the fairy types in the tier, they're kind of dire, honestly. Let's go by BST. There just aren't many good ones in the tier. And I think Snubbull's great because obviously you have Intim and very solid bulk, and you hit hard. I think, like, Snubbull... I would put Snubbull high tier, honestly. Snubbull. I think Snubbull's just solid. That's all. Vulpix seems below mid. I could see that. I think for now I'm putting it mid, but I could definitely see it being low. I think it's just a strong ice type. And ice typing's nice. I think it's just ice types are great with Gligar in the tier. Tinkatank. Tinkatank is a mon that is great in normal Little Cup. Well, it's not great, but it's very good. I just don't really see it doing much here, I'll be honest. Just because it just doesn't have the attacking stats. It doesn't have... it doesn't get good moves. Its best attacks are, like, Flash Cannon, and then it doesn't get Dazzling Gleam. It gets Draining Kiss, and that's it. It gets Fake Out as Encore Ice Hammer. It just doesn't get much. I just don't think Tinkatank's good. I think Tinkatank is, like... Yeah, honestly, I don't even think it's worth, like, putting into low rank. I think it's just unranked. I think I'm just going to put it unranked. Snover is a mon that I was thinking about. I think Snover... I'll put it mid-tier with, let's see this. I think Snover is cool. I mean, like, yeah, it gets knockoff, but a lot of things get knockoff, you know? And it just doesn't have any offense in a tier filled with offense. So, I don't know. I think if you're going to use a fairy, you're better off with, like, Snowball. I think Snover's cool, though. I haven't really looked into it that much. We can look into Snivy after this. I haven't looked into it much, honestly. Yeah, Snivy. But I think Snover's cool just because it's just its typing, right? You're an ice type that does well into all the waters, all the rocks. You have the defense boost from Snow. You have Icy Wind. You have Ice Shard as well, which is nice. I think it's a solid mid-tier. Snivy. Weirdly enough, I think with Snivy, you might actually go Overgrow. But I don't know. Like, I think... Like, if you... Like, obviously, I just don't... If you look at the Overgrow mons, though, that's max Overgrowth. Like, if you look at the Mons with Overgrow, I feel like you'd be better off with something, with, like, Bulbasaur for that role, right? So, I think maybe you just go Contrary, Leaf Storm, and Prey, but, like, that's wrong. The biggest issue is, I think, actually you have Glare. I think the biggest, like, I think with Snivy is you wish you could use Trailblaze, but you can't. Though Contrary canceling, like, Rock Tomb is also nice. Like, I could maybe see, like, a Glare Synth set. I can see... He just doesn't get that many good moves. Like, you can run Mirror Coat, maybe. Knockoff? Question mark? Screens? I don't know. I'm going to put Snivy in mid-tier, honestly. It has some potential. It definitely could be higher. But I'm not too sure. I think I'll put it top of mid-tier. How about that? This might be me cooking. I'm going to put Bulbasaur in high tier. I think Bulbasaur has some potential. A lot of potential. Like, it has a very good special attack stat. You have Sludge Bomb for other grass types. Like, I think the set you run is... Well, I think there's two potential sets. Being Leaf Storm, Sludge Bomb, Trailblaze, Sub, Eviolite. And the idea is very little... You use Trailblaze to outspeed things so you can safely sub down into range. And the nice thing is with the poison typing, one, you deal with grass types, and two, if you lower your IVs to have 20 HP, you can get into Overgrow range while still living like Mach Punch from Timber, for instance. And this might be a bit of a cook, but I can also see Custap being okay on this guy. Like Leaf Storm, Sludge Bomb. It does not get Earth Power. I thought it did, but that's okay. Whatever move Endure, like Sub Endure. I can see Custap working on Mons with the pinch abilities, just because it's such a strong hit. I could just see it working. I think the main set would be something like this. I think I definitely could be overcooking. I could be burning the food with Bulbasaur, saying that it's great. But I think it's better than the stuff I have in mid-tier. Does it learn Acid Spray? I'm pretty sure it does. That's a good point. It does get Acid Spray, yes. That's another good thing about it, is you get Acid Spray. Yeah. I think it's good. I guess we could talk about the other Gen 1 starters. We got Charmander, who doesn't really have anything. I think if you're looking at Blazemons, I think there's just other fire types that do this job better. Like, just looking at the stats, I think I'd rather run Litten, I would rather run Fuecoco, I would rather run Fennekin, I would rather run Cyndaquil, honestly. Actually, no, I don't know about Cyndaquil, but I would rather run other Mons over Charmander, and, like, its move pool is, like, okay. Like, I think, actually, if you really wanted to make Charmander work, your best bet would be, like, a Dragon Dance set. I guess it gets Counter, which is cool. Counter might be enough for me to rank it low tier, but I just don't think it is. And then Squirtle, I think actually might just be another high tier mon. I think Shell Smash, very few guys get Shell Smash. It is just these guys. And the nice thing about Squirtle is, of course, you also have Torrent. So you have the, and the nice thing with Shell Smash also is that with the speed boost being +2, you get to cancel out moves like Bulldoze and everything. So you still outspeed things after they use a speed control move. And then you can sub down to Torrent or just try to kill them with like a pump. Why would we knock Tinkaton? We're not knocking Tinkaton, don't worry. Or Tinkatink, don't worry. We're not knock-offing Tinkatink because it will just confiscate your item. Because then you just die to things. Uh, but yeah, I think Squirtle's good. We can look at the other Shell Smashers. I'm a lot less confident in the other Shell Smashers. I think though I could see it maybe. I think Sinistea could be good if Zorua gets banned. Weak Armor is cool. So maybe you can just get away with Shadow Balling twice. Like, what coverage do you get? It's like Psychic or Psyshock or Sword Power, Giga Drain. That's kind of it, actually, right? Like, I think you just run this. Right? Honestly, like, it's probably pretty okay. I just think you run Zorua instead. Because Zorua just... It beats this and beats so much other stuff. And I don't think you're strong enough against neutral targets at the moment. I think with some bans, though, this guy could be okay. But I think for now, I'm going to put it in low tier. I still think it could be good, though, so I'll put it in low. I think the one with the most potential outside of Squirtle is probably Choodle, to me. Mostly just because Strong Jaw. So you run, like... I mean, actually, I don't know if it gets many biting moves. It gets this, I guess. Shell Smash, like... I don't know, actually. On second thought, like, I don't know. I'm not confident. It's also kind of slow. And you'd probably one like this, right? I haven't seen Foongus. We can look into Foongus after we look at Shell Smashers. But yeah, I don't know. I don't see much in Choodle. Turtwig I could honestly see because Overgrow. Like, obviously it's very slow. You hit 24 speed, which is actually very unfortunate. With Timid, you hit 13 times 1.5, or times 2 rather. You hit 26 speed with Timid, actually. That's very good. So I could see, like, Shell Smash, Grass Move, Earth Power, or, like, Super Power, like, either way. I think I'll put... I'll put Turtwig... Do I put it mid-tier? I think I will put Turtwig mid-tier. I'll put Choodle. Honestly, I think I'm just putting Choodle in unranked. I think that's all the Shell Smashers, right? Oh, Shellder, duh. Thing is with Shellder is that, like, yeah, Skill Link is really good. It's just things can kind of tank your hits because they're not stab. Like, if Icicle Spear was stab, I think this guy would be insane, but it just kind of isn't. And things can just tank a base liquidation at +2. Because, like, you're not that strong. And also, you're just so specially frail. Though, I think it can maybe still do something, so I'll put it in low tier. What mon did I say I wanted to talk about? Oh, yeah, Foongus. I just don't think Foongus gets much over, like, Bulbasaur. Like, I think its biggest things in Little Cup, like normal Little Cup, are just Regen and Spore. And both of those are not in this tier. So, yeah. I don't really see this guy doing anything. Foongus, unrank. Yeah, we can also look at the other grass poisons. Because I think they also are probably outclassed by Venu. Bellsprout is interesting. Because it is kind of stronger. It's just so frail. Its thing is, it would be Encore, right? Like, it gets Encore, which is cool. But, like, other than that, it just doesn't get that much. I think I might put Bellsprout in... Yeah, I mean, it gets Strength Sap, though. That's the thing. Like, Strength Sap is very good. Like, Strength Sap Encore, that's very good. It gets Gluttony? I didn't know it got Gluttony. That's interesting. Like, Strength Sap, Encore, Trailblaze could, like, maybe do something. I don't know. I think I'm gonna... Where are you, Bellsprout? It's just, I need to think... I think I might need to be a little more strict. I think I do put it in unranked. It is very frail, even with Strength Sap. And I just don't know if it can do stuff that Bulbasaur can't do. I mean, maybe you can beat Grimer. That's kind of it, actually. That's all I got. I don't know. I think Bulbasaur makes up for it with power. And I just don't think Bellsprout does it. And then Oddish is the other one. Who... It also has Strength Sap, which is obviously amazing. It gets Moonblast, which is cool. It gets Acid Spray. I think, like, I could see Oddish maybe doing something with Strength Sap. Like, Strength Sap Moonblast is kind of cool. But again, I think you might just be better off using Bulbasaur. So, sorry, Oddish. If I can find you. Maybe you're safe from my wrath. There you are. Let's see here. Any other good grass types? We can take a look. I know people have talked a lot about... Okay, well, there's Deerling, Baby Rillaboom, Grookey. Are there any other grass types that I want to mention at the moment? I already mentioned Snover, Toedscruel maybe, or Toedscool. I think that's like it for like the really good potential grass types. Maybe some like Overgrow. I guess they're a better Overgrow abuser. Oh yeah, Sprigatito, true. We can take a look at Sprigatito. And I think the best Overgrow abuser is like probably just Turtwig with Shell Smash. Also Bulbasaur, maybe Trico, but Trico just doesn't get coverage. So like I just don't know. I think I'd rather run Bulbasaur. So Deerling is very funny because you can run this. This is a set that we made, I think, in the room. It's just T-Wave, Serene Grace, Headbutt. You have Energy Ball for like Mudbray. It's silly, to say the least. I think I'd put it mid-tier, honestly. Like, it's not bad. I think it can maybe do some other stuff as well. I'll put it mid-tier. Give me 1 second. I've seen a lot of people use Grookey. Grookey, obviously, the idea is Fake Out, Wood Hammer, Grassy Glide are all nice things to have. I think, honestly, with Grookey, if you're going to use it, you lean all into grass moves and run Trailblaze as well. Because Trailblaze into Wood Hammer is better than just Grassy Glide 2x. Actually, I guess you could Wood Hammer into Grassy Glide, but I guess the Wood Hammer recoil. I think for now, I'm putting Grookey in mid-tier, just because, like, I think unlike Bulbasaur, like, grass typing is already, like, fine, but it's not, like, amazing. And I think unlike Bulbasaur, Grookey being pure grass and just kind of only doing guff with grass moves, it's fine, but I don't know, I'm not super impressed. Toedscruel on second thought. I feel like Toedscruel is just a mon that does well in singles. It's just not strong, and it doesn't really make up for it with anything. So yeah, Toedscruel will be unranked for this. I love him, though. Toedscruel is great. I love him. Sprigatito is a mon I just haven't looked into, I'll be honest. Like, obviously, it's another Protean mon. And it gets Trailblaze, which is great. You hit 17 speed. You're a bit weak. You're a good amount weaker than Scorbunny, though, and you just don't get as strong of moves. Like, you have Play Rough, you have Sucker Punch. That's kind of it. And then you run, like, Petal Blizzard, I guess. I think I'm gonna put it... I still think it's probably better than the mons I have in low tier for now. I'd put it, like, mid tier. It has some potential. I'm, like, mostly just grouping mons up at, like, similar traits, I guess. Ish. I don't know. It's weird. These are, like, not really ordered. Sad. I mean, I could be wrong, right? Like, these are all, like, very early rankings, so, like, it could definitely be wrong. I'll eventually put all these guys up here. Doduo is kind of cool. Though I don't think it's, like, great by any means. It's mostly just the fact that you hit 18 speed and are a flying type with Brave Bird. I'm trying... I think I had it... I don't remember why I was running it, but I think it's, like, a low tier. Am I on the right thing? No, I'm not. I think I'd put Doduo in low tier. I think Hisuian Voltorb is overrated. Let's choose next type. Yeah, you can choose the next typing. I'm just going to briefly talk about Voltorb while I'm here. I think Hisuian Voltorb is overrated. I think if you're using a Subseeder, you should just always use Cottony, just because there's so many moves that changed, or there's so many, like, Icy Wind, Trailblaze, all that stuff running around, and Voltorb just absolutely despises it. I still think I'll put Voltorb in the mid tier, but I do not think it's good. I don't think it's, like, great. I don't think it's great. It might even be low tier. That's why I'm putting it in the low mid tier, but yeah, I'm not a big fan of it. I'm, like, looking to see if there's, like, any other big mons here. Yanma's kind of cool, I think. I think Yanma has potential. Just because it has pretty dang high stats for the tier. And you can just click Bug Buzz, Air Slash twice, or if you're cool, you can run Sword Stance. Sinistcha, or Poltergeist, right? I think it's Poltergeist. I think Yanma has potential, though. I'll put Yanma in mid tier. I think it has potential, but I still think it's mid tier probably. Sure. Polcha. I haven't looked into Poltergeist at all, actually. I'll be honest. Oh, does this little one not get Strength Sap? That's rough. Your best healing move is Rest and Life Dew. That is really not great. Speed tier's nothing great. I mean, it has a high special attack stat, which is, like, the biggest thing. But yeah, like, yeah, I'm not seeing it, unfortunately. Wait, is Sinistcha not on this list? Or, Poltergeist? Oh, I don't think they have, I don't think this list has the, RIP. Are there any other, Are there any other pre-evolutions that were introduced in DLC? I don't think there was, right? I think it's just Sinistcha or Poltergeist. Right? Because it was like... Because you have the evolution, you have the, like, Archaludon, you have the Hydrapple line, which is just Applin. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's just Poltergeist. Yeah, people do use Growlithe. I'm not, like, I think it's a high tier, but I'm still not, like, I think, yeah, I think people definitely do use it. I have it here. Alright. Alright. I remember a mon I wanted to look into, actually. This might be really stupid, but hear me out. This might be a bad idea, but I want to look into it. Beldum. It's a steel type. It has Zen Headbutt, Iron Head, right? And it has Clear Body, and Clear Body's great. And honestly, like, its bulk is pretty good. I think, though, it's probably bad because, I mean, like, the main Intim mons are, like, fire types. And the mons that lower your speed are not... Like, you're so slow that you're not going to outspeed them anyway. It's not like you have a move to beat them. Poor Beldum. I think Beldum, if it was just, like, a little bit better, it could be cool, but alas. I mean, you have Iron Head and Zen Headbutt. Like, those are fine. But the issue is more of, like, I wanted to look into it because Clear Body, because there are just very few mons with Clear Body, but, yeah. Oh my god, if I could type, that'd be great. Like, your options for Clear Body mons are this. And, yeah, like, they're not great. I don't think Dreepy has, like, a move pool. Yeah, this guy's move pool is awful. You have Draco Meteor, and that is it. So, yeah, Dreepy's bad. And then you have Tenta, which is probably the only guy who could actually use Clear Body. It does hit 17 speed, which is great. However, it is just weak, right? Like, 50 base special attack is kind of not good. It is specially bulky, but it's very physically frail. I think you'd just be better off with a different water typing, or a different water type, though it also does do okay in Degrasses, right? So I think I'm on it. I think I'm going to give Tenta, like, a low tier. I think it can maybe do something. We can look into Totodile. I mean, Dragon Dance and Aqua Jet are both really nice tools, right? Like, I could maybe see, like, Liquidation, Sub DD, and then a coverage move. I don't know what said coverage move would be. Or Eviolite DD Sheer Force. I mean, I don't think Life Orb's to play because you're so, like... I mean, you're not frail, but, like, you're not bulky. I think you'd rather use the bulk from Eviolite. I think the way you'd go is probably still Torrent, though. I think Torrent, like, Aqua Tail, I guess. Well, Liquidation's probably just better. With, like, DD, Sub, coverage move. I think I would give it a low tier. I think it can maybe do stuff. Again, this is all, like, very early rankings, so a lot of this stuff will definitely be wrong. Yeah, let's screw it. Let's look at the other water starters. Torrent. We talked about Froakie. I don't know... Well, Mudkip's stats are kind of wild. It's just that, like, I don't think it gets moves that are useful for this. Right? Like, you don't really have great ways of, like... I guess you get Mirror Coat, and does it get Counter as well? It gets Counter Coat. I'm on the wrong thing. It gets Counter Coat. It gets Screech, I guess. You get Rock Tomb. I feel like you'd be better off using a different Pure Water. Lychee, Endure, Sub DD, Liquidation. I'm always hesitant when you're not running Eviolite. Yeah, it's just not that bulky, and you'd also want a lot of speed investment. So it's a bit rough. Yeah, I don't think Mudkip's good. Torrent. Piplup maybe can do something, but I still think it has a similar issue as Mudkip, where you're just like, it's a water type, and that's about it. And honestly, it's very similar to Totodile, though at least Totodile gets Dragon Dance. You're gonna be running, like, Icy Wind, Hydro Pump. I think you're better off just using Squirtle over Piplup. Sobble, same thing. Though Sobble actually is pretty fast, so that's nice, but like I think you're just better off using something else. Quaxley I don't think is good. Yeah, I'll quickly... Popplio gets Encore, right? Yeah. It's like maybe Popplio can do something with like Icy Wind Encore, but I think there are better options for that. So let me throw all of these guys in unranked real quick. You know, I can do that some other time. It's fine. I'll throw Cosmog in there, though, because I just saw it. Oh, you know, a mon that I'm surprised people haven't looked into is Gastly, actually. Obviously, Gastly, I think the biggest thing with Gastly is just that it's so frail. I think that's why people haven't really been looking into it. Plus, admittedly, when you're looking through the Little Cup tier, it's just not there. Because it's banned from normal Little Cup. I was thinking, because it does hit 18 speed, which is great. It hits 18 speed. So, like, I was thinking maybe you could do some, like, Wisp disable stuff. You can do... It has 100 base special attack, which is nice. Maybe you can even run, like, some Life Orb or Choice Spec stuff. I still think it's worth ranking low tier. I'm not going to put it higher than low tier, but I still think it can do some stuff. I could see it maybe being higher than this. I'm not going to put it higher than this, but I think it can do some stuff. Are there any other mons that are like jumping out to you guys? By the way, that we haven't talked about yet? Corphish, I think maybe can do stuff, but again, like, I'm not sure. I've seen some people bring it, I think. Because, like, obviously, adaptability, Crabhammer, Aquajet, DD are all great things to have, right? It just doesn't do much else besides that. Dratini does not have multi-scale. We can look at the Meowths. We can look into... Yeah, I mean, I think I'll put Corphish in, like, low tier. It has some potential, is what I'll say. If I could find it, that'd be great. Okay, Meowths. So first off, I think normal Meowth is kind of just outclassed by Aipom. Like, technically, with Technician, you can do more damage, but you would need Life Orb first off, so you can't run loaded dice to do more damage, that is, than Aipom. And, yeah, it's just so unreliable to get that 5-hit or 4-hit that I think Meowth is bad. Alolan Meowth, I have not looked into at all, I'll be honest. I think maybe... Do you run Technician? I think you do, right? Like, again, you hit 19 speed. The biggest issue for me is just that you don't really hit hard. Yeah, Aipom just is better. Like, if Aipom were to get banned, I could see Meowth being okay. But it, for now, like, just no. Like, I guess you'd run, like, what? Dark Pulse, Nasty Plot. Actually, does it get a 60 base power special dark move? No, right? Like, that's just not a thing. Is Snarl? Wow, Snarl's actually just better than Dark Pulse. That's fun. So, yeah, you'd run, like, Snarl, Nasty Plot, like, Icy Wind... Chilling Water or something, right? Power Gem, maybe. I think there's just better dark types. That's, like, my biggest thing. Is you have only 50 base special attack. And obviously, Nasty Plot does help with that, but you're still not OHKOing things after a Nasty Plot, because your moves, even with Technician, are not, like, really strong. So I don't think this Meowth's good. I wanted to look into Galarian Meowth as well, because Tough Claws is good. The issue is just, like, the stats kind of aren't there. It's slow, unlike the other Meowths. I think you just run, like, Fake Out Iron Head, and just kind of pray that you do enough damage, right? It gets SD, it gets some coverage. I could maybe see this guy doing stuff, but, like, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what to say. Fair enough. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna put all 3 Meowths in unranked for now. Yeah. I could see with stuff being banned, them being okay, or getting better or whatever, but like I just don't think they're good for this particular meta at the moment. Actually, there is one thing I want to check with Alolan Meowth. Being the Zoroa matchup. Because with Snarl, let's say, ugh. Oh, that's awful, actually. Yeah, you're just still frail. Like, let's just say you have, like, all in, like, Spit Def. So you click Snarl, they're at -1. They click Icy Wind. Oh, Icy Wind to Hyper Beam still kills you. That's so sad. Okay, yeah. That's unfortunate. Oh, we still have so much to go. Though, to be fair, a lot of this is just going to be me throwing the useless stuff into unranked, like, at the end. So it's fine. Slackoff is... Yeah, Slackoff is bad. Okay, I was making sure. I wasn't sure if... I couldn't remember if it was, like, going to have, like, 90 base attack randomly. Dino. I know I've heard some people talking about Dino. I think it was Mentality. Because you have Hustle. And you have, like, Outrage. Like, Hustle Outrage is good. The biggest issue is just that you don't have any good speed control moves, if I recall correctly. And also the accuracy, that doesn't help. The issue is, like, Hustle Outrage just barely doesn't kill a lot of things, and unfortunately you're just very slow. If this guy had speed control, I think it could be very good, because you just click speed control, move into Outrage. I mean, you have Thunder Wave, but that doesn't really count, because it doesn't do damage. Also, just having to hit 2 moves sucks, because you have Hustle. I'm going to put it in low tier, like high low tier. Sounds silly, but that's where I'm putting it. It has some potential. Ooh. Ban. Nice chatbot, anyway. Nosepass is a mod I wish was... I want to be good. If Nosepass has, like, a healing move, I think it would be good. If Nosepass had more attack, I think it could be good. If Nosepass was faster, it could be good. But it's just not. It's just not. And the reason I want it to be good is it's because it's one of the 2 mons that gets Body Press and Iron Defense. And it has 135 base defense. Which is, like, it's very high. It's very high. But, like, it doesn't actually do that much damage, at least unboosted. And you're just so slow, and you're gonna get 2-shot anyway. And it's not like you have a very high base HP stat, right? It gets Pain Split, this is true, but, like, I guess the idea would be turn 1 you Iron Defense, turn 2 you Pain Split, turn 3 you Body Press. It sucks that the speed control moves... I mean, I guess you can run Thunder Wave if you, like, wanted to. I'll put it in low tier. I just don't feel confident putting it higher for now. But maybe someone will prove me wrong, right? Maybe someone will prove me wrong. I might actually split this up into 2 streams, because I'm running a little bit out of steam, but I can go for a bit longer. What other mons? Yeah, I think low is fair for it. Again, at the end, I'll throw a lot of these guys in unranked. Shieldon. Issue with Shieldon, like, it just doesn't get body press, which really sucks. and its typing is bad, and it does no damage. Obviously, it's very bulky, but that's kind of all it has. Like, I guess you have counter, and does it get Metal Burst? Or is it... Yeah, it does get Metal Burst. Like, unironically, I think the best way to use Shieldon is just run as low defenses as you can and use Metal Burst into Cut Step or whatever. I'm going to put it on rank for now. Maybe you can do something, though. I don't know. And Gible. I mean, Rough Skin's good. It's just the stats are kind of not there. You do barely hit 14 speed, which is okay. And you have pretty strong moves with, like, Earthquake, Outrage, Bulldoze. I mean, you probably run like this. Maybe Scale Shot. This guy gets Scale Shot, right? Yeah. I just don't think it's quite it. Yeah, I don't think it's it. I think they're just better grounds. I think Mudbray and Gligar just kind of heavily outclass it with what it's trying to do. I mean, Sword Stance is good, but Gligar also gets Sword Stance. Maybe it can do stuff if Gligar gets banned. Or I should say when Gligar gets banned, because, like, that guy's kind of broken. Elekid is a mon I want to look at just because it has 20 speed. It's the only other mon other than Voltorb that hits 20 speed. And 60s in the attacking stats are decent. And you have pretty good move pool. It's just like, does it do enough, you know? I could see Charge doing stuff, like Charge plus T-Bolt. Because you're faster than everything, you can get a charge up. I'll put it... Again, I just don't know if it's as good as the mons we put in mid-tier. I think I'll just put it right next to Magby. If I could find it, that'd be great. I'm going to put it right next to Magby. I don't know. Like, obviously the speed's great, but it feels bad when you have to click Electro Web. Anyway, does it even get Electro Web? It does get Electro Web. Like, it just feels awkward to have to click Electro Web into those matchups, but I guess Electro Web into T-Bolt, you're just, like, not that strong, so I'm not confident that Electro Web into T-Bolt kills things, you know? And then you just get, like, bulldozed twice and lose. So, I'm not confident in that guy. Yeah, I think I might actually call it. I'm going to talk for a bit longer. I'm going to chill for a bit longer, but I think I'm going to call it. I mean, this is the first time I've streamed in, like, months. So it makes sense that my stamina's a bit low. But yeah, this is what we have so far. I think probably between streams, I'm going to throw a bunch of more, like, the really obvious unranked mons into unranked. I'll just do that between streams. Just go through and be like, buy Magikarp. So, yeah. As for next stream, thing is, I'm home from college now, so I'm very free. So it should be soon, because I have been enjoying Little Cup a lot. So, yeah, we'll see when the next stream is. And eventually I'll try to maybe get back to doing some GSE stuff. I really do need to make the GSE video. I'll eventually make the Let's Go video as well. And maybe I'll even look into BDSP sometime soon. Who knows? That's something I'll eventually get to. I think looking at BDSP stuff could be fun. It's just, it's the awkward combination of having a lot of options while not having that much going on, you know? So, I don't know. We'll see. Anyway. I'm gonna head out. Thank you all for joining me, though. Great stream. Been fun to come back. See ya.